There's more Monsterfest after this, and don't forget to go to amctv.com and play You Don't Know Jack about Frankenstein. You could win one of those funky iPack handheld computers. Monsterfest is back, and so am I, your host, Carmen Electra. Did you know that in the original Frankenstein, the monster wore green makeup? And I don't just mean green eyeshadow. So in 1972, when Mel Brooks decided to make our next movie, Young Frankenstein, he made sure that Peter Boyle's monster was green. Brooks was a stickler for detail in this movie, but he did change a few things. In the original Frankenstein, the doctor's assistant wasn't named Igor, his real name was Fritz.
Well, now that was a clue, or my name's not Igor. Oh, wait a minute. My name's not Igor. But that was a clue. So get on over to the You Don't Know Jack about Frankenstein game at amctv.com for your chance to win one of those cool iPack handheld computers.
Young Frankenstein is next on AMC's Monsterfest. Get to log on to amctv.com and play our terror trivia game. You could win an iPack handheld computer if you can answer questions like these. Who or what is buried in William Henry Pratt's grave? I'll unearth the answer when I return. You're having a nightmare. You're in a coffin, but you're not alone. Above you is a tombstone for William Henry Pratt. Do you know what famous monster Filmland's grave you're in? According to the opening credits of Frankenstein, the answer is just a question mark. But we, of course, know that the Frankenstein monster was played by the gentle soul Boris Karloff, or as he was born to his family, William Henry Pratt. So, go get your own coffin, although I hear two is much cozier. You Don't Know Jack about Monsterfest continues. The lab equipment that Gene Wilder used was mostly the same set pieces and props used in the original Frankenstein. Mel Brooks actually found the guy who had made the original equipment. He kept it for 40 years in his garage. Stay tuned for more Monsterfest, and don't forget to play You Don't Know Jack about Frankenstein at amctv.com. You could win a really hip iPack handheld computer. We'll be right back. I'm going to show you a little skin.
Keep an eye out for any.
Welcome to Monsterfest. I'm your host, Carmen Electra. Tonight's first movie is a remake of The Bride of Frankenstein, 1985's The Bride, starring Sting and Jennifer Beals. Sting plays the Doc, and Beals plays the Elsa Lanchester role of the Bride of Frankenstein. Well, technically, I guess she wasn't the Bride of Frankenstein. She was the bride of his monster.
Okay, now that Elsa Lanchester line just had to be a clue. I know it was, because it says so right in my script. Now get over to amctv.com and use it to win an iPack handheld computer in the You Don't Know Jack about the Bride of Frankenstein game. Go!
Talk about your weird love triangles. The Bride is next on AMC's Monsterfest. Jack about Monsterfest. You could win an iPack handheld computer if you have a good brain for horror trivia, or if you know where to steal one. See how you do with this. Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Everyone knows all of these legendary horror films spawned frighteningly numerous sequels. But do you know which one of these films' legacies began with their killer wearing a bra? Cross your heart and hope to die. The answer when I come back. Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Each one of these films is the mother of all sequels. But do you know which one began with a killer who was actually a mother? Although the hockey masked Jason might look stunning in a matching evening gown, it was his mother, played by Betsy Palmer, who was the original killer in the Friday the 13th series. Sometimes it's fun to be the bad girl. You Don't Know Jack about Monsterfest continues. Quentin Crisp, who played the doctor who got burned to a crisp, was a well-known British author. In 1987, Sting wrote the song Englishman in New York about him. There are more chances coming up to win one of those iPad computers in You Don't Know Jack about the Bride of Frankenstein. So don't go away. I command you.
Welcome back.
Junior. It was scary to make, too. During shooting, Evelyn Akers, who played the female lead, inhaled too much of that fake fog and passed out. No one found her until a stagehand stumbled over her. Lon Chaney Jr. and Evelyn Akers are next in the Universal classic, The Wolfman.